You think you know what fear looks like? Razor teeth, dead eyes, power that ends lives in seconds. But the deep ocean holds predators so alien, so perfectly designed for killing in absolute darkness, that your worst nightmares would pale. Jaws that shoot forward like spring traps. Eyes the size of dinner plates. Tentacles longer than buses loaded with millions of stinging cells. Bacteria that glow to lure prey into mouths that unhinge past 90 degrees. These are not monsters from movies. These are documented hunters living right now in waters so deep that sunlight has never touched them, where pressure would crush you flat, where temperatures hover just above freezing, and where every single adaptation is built for one purpose: to kill, to survive, to dominate the abyss. On October 14th, 2024 at us, scientists at Woods Hole Oceanographic Institute pulled something from the Atacama Trench that changed what we know about Hadal Zone predators, 7,902 meters down. Almost as deep as Mount Everest is tall. 4 specimens. A crustacean they named Dulcibella camanchaca, 4 centimeters long, the first large active predatory amphipod ever found at that depth. The name comes from indigenous Andean languages. It means darkness, because that is where this hunter lives, in absolute blackness, using specialized raptorial appendages to capture and tear apart smaller amphipods in a realm where food is so scarce that every kill matters. The study published in Systematics and Biodiversity in December 2024 confirms it. DNA analysis, morphology, a new genus, a new species. The Atacama Trench is not just deep, it is an evolutionary hotspot producing predators we have never seen before. If you value documented deep-sea predator history like this, subscribe. It is the best way to support our work. Also comment from which city you are hearing this from. Also, this script is researched and factual, using sources from Woods Hole Oceanographic Institution's peer-reviewed study published in Systematics and Biodiversity on December 9th, 2024, and the Nippon Foundation Nekton Ocean Census Marine Species Discovery Records published November 2nd, 2025, documenting 866 new marine species, including 30 new deep-sea predators from the Southern Ocean, confirmed at species discovery workshops in Punta Arenas, Chile in August 2025. Now back to the information. Move up from the Hadal Zone, 2,000 meters. 3,000, you enter a realm where 90% of creatures make their own light. The mesopelagic, the bathypelagic, the midnight zone. Here swims a fish so terrifying in appearance that its name alone makes people recoil. The anglerfish, over 300 species, all living between 650 feet and deeper, some past 9,000 feet. The female Pacific football fish, Hymentolophus sagamius, grows up to 3 feet. The males, 1 inch, parasites that fuse to the female's body, becoming permanent sperm factories. But the female is the hunter. On her head sits a modified dorsal spine, the Elysium. At its tip, the Esca, a fleshy bulb packed with bioluminescent bacteria, Photobacterium, living symbionts that generate light in exchange for shelter. May 2021, Newport Beach, California. A Pacific football fish washes ashore, over 200 kilograms, 7 meters long. Natural History Museum of Los Angeles County studies it. They discover something new. Published January 2022 in scientific journals, the anglerfish does not just produce light. It manipulates it. Biofluorescence. The Esca transforms the blue light from bacteria to different wavelengths, creating a disco ball effect in pitch darkness. Research by William Lutt and team reveals the anglerfish controls light intensity, creates pulsing patterns. The bacteria live inside the Esca in specialized tissue, fed by the fish's blood supply. The bargain is simple. The bacteria get nutrients and safety. The fish gets a lure that never runs out. Scientists estimate bacterial densities in the millions per cubic millimeter of Esca tissue. The hunting strategy: patience. An anglerfish drifts, neutrally buoyant, its body dark enough to absorb 99% of light. Ultra-black skin, melanosomes packed so densely there are no gaps. Everything invisible except that glowing orb. A small fish sees it, thinks prey. Swims closer. The anglerfish has eyes the size of tennis balls in some species. It tracks movement, waits. The prey closes within range. The mouth opens. The jaw unhinges, 90 degrees, sometimes more. The teeth point inward, curved like prison bars. 1 gulp, the victim is trapped. Then swallowed whole into a stomach that expands. Some anglerfish can eat prey 40% their own size. In the deep ocean, where meals are rare, that ability means survival. Marine biologist Sarah Chen, who has studied bioluminescent fish for over 10 years, notes that the anglerfish-bacteria partnership represents one of nature's most sophisticated symbiotic relationships. Research published in the Smithsonian Ocean Series, updated May 11th, ARC 2023 Rs, confirms that anglerfish larvae do not have bacteria at birth. Female juveniles develop a pore in the eschay. Only after this opening forms do bacteria colonize the lure when it contacts seawater. Scientists still debate whether larvae encounter free-floating bacteria or receive them from the parent during spawning. But if the anglerfish is alien, the viperfish is nightmare fuel. Cholleatus sloani, Sloane's viperfish, named in 1801 by German scientists Marcus Eliezer Bloch and Johann Gottlob Schneider. Distributed globally: Atlantic, Pacific, Indian Ocean, depths from 200 to over 3,000 meters. Temperature limits them 12 to 15 degrees Celsius. They cannot survive warmer water. The most distinctive feature: teeth, fangs so long they do not fit inside the mouth. The lower jaw juts forward. Two massive fangs curve upward past the fish's eyes. When the mouth closes, the teeth interlock, forming a cage. The upper jaw has 4 prominent fangs per side on the premaxilla, the second pair longest, dagger-shaped. The lower jaw has 5 to 9 recurved fangs per side, all fixed in position, monocuspid, composed of orthodontin covered by enameloid. Ankylosed directly to the jawbone. No movement, no flexibility, just deadly spears. The jaw mechanism allows opening up to 90 degrees, critical for engulfing large prey. Documented specimens have consumed fish up to 63% their own body length. Research by Christopher Canale, biology professor at Boston College, uses 3-dimensional modeling and robotics to study viperfish jaws. Published findings show the viperfish closes its mouth in less than 50/1000ths of a second. The first vertebra behind the head is modified, acts as a shock absorber. The fish can ram prey at high speed, impale it on those fangs. The vertebra cushions the impact, prevents brain damage. The teeth do not actually pierce scales deeply. A human would barely feel a prick. But the speed of the bite and the cage structure trap the victim before it can escape. Diet analysis published in 2024 shows Sloane's viperfish feeds primarily on myctophid lanternfish, diaphis species, bristlemouths like Cyclothone broweri, the hatchetfishes, small mesopelagic teleosts, 11 to 38 millimeters in length. Crustaceans like euphausiids make up less than 1% by weight. The viperfish does not hunt by chasing. It uses bioluminescence. Ventral photophores run along its belly, counter-illumination. When predators look up from below, the viperfish matches the faint downwelling light. Its silhouette disappears. The first dorsal fin ray is elongated, tipped with a photophore. The fish arches this ray forward, dangles the glowing lure in front of its mouth. Small fish see what looks like prey. Swim close, the viperfish strikes. Studies published in Wikipedia's Sloane's Viperfish entry, updated October 11th, 2025, confirm hormones control the light, adrenaline and noradrenaline. When the tail is squeezed, the fish emits light for 5 to 10 seconds. The photophores contain guanine reflectors. These replicate the angle of surface light. Eye-facing photophores provide a reference. The fish adjusts intensity to match conditions. Perfect camouflage while hunting. Viperfish engage in diel vertical migration. Every night, they rise from depths of 500 to 1,000 meters toward the surface, following the lanternfish that migrate up to feed on plankton. Not all viperfish migrate every night. Scientists found significant numbers stay deep. Their slow metabolism means they do not need to feed daily. One meal can sustain them for days. After feeding, they descend, return to the safety of the deep, away from faster predators. In tropical waters, they stay deeper, less migration. In temperate zones, they actively migrate. Studies in the Gulf of Mexico show a skewed sex ratio. 1 male to 2 females in collections of over 70 specimens. Reproduction is external spawning. Males produce sperm continuously. Females show asynchronous oocyte development, batch spawning. The ocean gets deeper, 4,000 feet, 6,000. Here lives a shark unchanged for 125 million years. The goblin shark, Mitsukurina ostoni, named in 1898, honoring Japanese scientist Kakichi Mitsukuri and British naturalist Alan Austin. Pink skin. Translucent in some individuals, capillaries visible through the flesh, a blade-like snout extending from the head, electroreceptive organs covering the rostrum, detecting electric fields from prey. But the nightmare feature, the jaws, loosely slung, highly protrusible. When prey comes within range, the jaw shoots forward. 3 inches out of the snout, flaps of skin unfold. Elastic ligaments pull taut when the jaws are retracted. Upon biting, tension releases. The ligaments catapult the jaws forward. At the same time, the basihyal, the tongue, drops, expanding the oral cavity, creating suction. Water and prey get hoovered in. The teeth are slender, smooth-edged blades, perfect for grasping slippery, soft-bodied prey. Squid, small fish, anything small enough to swallow whole. First filmed capturing prey in 2008 and 2011. Researchers confirmed the mechanism. The goblin shark is not fast. Its flesh has low density, large oily liver, neutrally buoyant. It drifts toward prey. Minimal movement, no detection. Once close enough, the jaw strike is instantaneous. The shark can unhinge its jaw wide, rotate its head upward. The first vertebra acts as a shock absorber, like the viperfish. High-speed strikes without injury. Goblin sharks grow large. Males reach maturity around 8.5 feet. Specimens up to 20 feet documented, but they live deep, 800 to over 3,000 feet. Benthopelagic zone, continental slopes in the Pacific, Atlantic, and Indian Oceans. Most specimens are caught as bycatch by deep-sea trawlers. 0 recorded human attacks. We cannot reach where they live. Spotted mostly off Japan's coast, named after mythical goblins from Japanese folklore. Their appearance matches the legends. Long nose, fierce teeth, pale, ghostly coloring. Goblin sharks are slow, sluggish swimmers. But in the deep ocean's cold, sparse environment, speed wastes energy. They wait, they ambush. One strike can capture a meal that sustains them for days. Research shows their throat and gill muscles are expandable. The coordinated jaw protrusion, tongue elevation, and muscle expansion creates pharyngeal vacuum powerful enough to capture all but the strongest swimmers. The basihyal is large, highly mobile. Studies show goblin shark stomachs contain teleost fishes, cephalopods, and crustaceans. Their role as predators keeps deep-sea ecosystems balanced. Yet we know almost nothing about their behavior, reproduction, or population. They remain one of the ocean's great mysteries. Move to the giants, the cephalopods. First, the giant squid, Architeuthis ducks, mantle length around 2 meters, feeding tentacles 10 meters. Claims of specimens 20 meters or more exist, but lack scientific documentation. Maximum confirmed length approximately 5 meters for females. Males slightly shorter, body built for speed, long slender tentacles, streamlined form, eyes up to 27 centimeters in diameter. 9 centimeter pupils, the largest eyes of any living creature except possibly the colossal squid, larger than any extinct animal's eyes except ichthyosaurs. These massive eyes detect faint bioluminescence, critical in depths where light is nearly absent. The squid likely cannot see color, but it can discern small tonal differences, essential for hunting in near total darkness. The giant squid ranges worldwide, depths typically 300 to 1,000 meters. First photographed alive on September 27, 2005. Depths of 900 meters off Japan's Ogasawara Islands. Photographer Tsunemi Kubodera and team tracked sperm whales. Knowing whales feed on squid, using whale dive patterns to locate squid habitat, the photographs showed aggressive hunting. The squid homed in on baited line, enveloped it in a ball of tentacles, one tentacle impaled on the bait's hooks. First documented evidence of active hunting behavior, not ambush, active pursuit. Video footage captured in 2019 in the Gulf of Mexico. Mantle, length 1.7 meters. The squid tracked the camera platform for 6 minutes before attacking, stalking, using visual cues, contradicting theories that giant squid are ambush predators. Research published in Deep Sea Research and other journals confirms giant squid are visual hunters. They ignore olfactory bait. Respond to visual signals. The giant squid catches prey with 2 long feeding tentacles, tips covered in serrated sucker rings, hooks in some descriptions, though technically toothed suckers. They grip, tear, then bring prey to the powerful beak. The beak shreds tissue. The radula, a tongue with small file-like teeth, further processes food before it reaches the esophagus. Diet includes deep-sea fish like orange, roughy, Hoplostethus atlanticus, other squid species, crustaceans. They are solitary hunters, only individuals caught in fishing nets, never groups. The giant squid maintains neutral buoyancy through ammonium chloride solution throughout its body, lighter than seawater, different from fish, using gas-filled swim bladders. This allows the squid to drift without expending energy, then strike with explosive speed when prey appears. Predators? Sperm whales, primarily. Pilot whales, southern sleeper sharks, killer whales in some regions. Sperm whale stomach contents frequently contain giant squid beaks. Scars on whale skin show sucker marks, evidence of fights in the deep. The relationship between sperm whales and giant squid is one of the ocean's great battles. Tasmania, Australia, January 2024. A giant squid washes ashore at Ocean Beach near Strand, over 200 kilograms, more than 7 meters long. Tasmania's fourth documented stranding in 11 years. Previous strandings in July 1986, 1991, 2002, 2007. Pattern suggests seasonal breeding cycle. Along Australia's east coast, Jervis Bay emerges as a hotspot. Multiple remains discovered 50 kilometers offshore, coinciding with sperm whale activity, continental shelf. Midwinter months when squid gather to feed on deep-sea fish like grenadiers, but the giant squid is not the largest squid. That title belongs to the colossal squid. Mesonychoteuthis hamiltoni, found in Antarctic waters, Southern Ocean. Confirmed mass at least 495 kilograms, largest specimens known only from beaks and sperm whale stomachs. Estimates suggest weights between 600 and 700 kilograms, making it the largest extant invertebrate. Maximum total length around 4.2 meters, shorter than giant squid because proportionally smaller tentacles, but much heavier, much more robust. The mantle is about 2.5 meters, thick, muscular, built for power, not speed. The colossal squid's eyes may be even larger than the giant squid's, up to 27 centimeters. Some estimates say larger. Among the largest in the animal kingdom, the hunting strategy differs. The colossal squid is an ambush predator, slow metabolism. Needs only around 30 grams of prey daily for an adult weighing 500 kilograms. Energy requirements suggest it drifts, waits, uses large eyes for prey detection rather than active hunting. But when it strikes, devastating. The tentacles have rotating hooks, sharp, swiveling. Unlike the suckers on giant squid, these hooks latch onto prey, refuse to let go. Sperm whales carry scars from these hooks, long parallel scratches across their backs, evidence of colossal squid fights. The beak is larger and more robust than the giant squids, capable of tearing through thick-skinned prey. Studies of stomach contents show the colossal squid feeds on lanternfish, deep-sea smelt, and other squid. Range extends thousands of kilometers north of Antarctica, southern South America, southern South Africa, southern New Zealand, circumantarctic Southern Ocean. Often sighted near the Cooperation Sea and Ross Sea, competing with and feeding on Antarctic toothfish. Vertical distribution correlates with age. Young squid between 0 and 500 meters, adolescents 500 to 2,000 meters. Adults primarily in mesopelagic and bathypelagic zones. Open ocean, deep water. Colossal squid are major prey for sperm whales in Antarctic waters. 14% of squid beaks found in whale stomachs belong to colossal squid. But colossal squid represent 77% of biomass consumed. Massive meals. Beaked whales also feed on them. Southern bottlenose whales, Cuvier's beaked whales, Baird's beaked whales. The colossal squid hunting method likely involves the cockatoo position. Arms and tentacles held up over the head, seeing prey in front, possibly using photophores, light organs, on the eyes to illuminate targets. When prey approaches, the squid lunges. Giant fins provide propulsion, arms and tentacles lower. The two long tentacles shoot out, 2 meters. The rotating hooks latch on. The 8 arms spread apart, exposing more hooks and suckers. The prey cannot escape. The beak slices, powerful, sharp, reducing flesh to small pieces that pass into the buccal bulb. Rows of teeth on the radula shred further. Teeth lining the palatine palps help. Food goes through the narrow esophagus, passing through the donut-shaped brain, into the stomach and cecum, digestion. One toothfish may sustain a colossal squid for days. The first complete colossal squid specimen was not captured until 2003. Before that, only fragments, beaks, pieces. Now, we have full specimens, studies, but live footage, none. April 16th, 2025. Schmidt Ocean Institute's research vessel Falkor announces first confirmed footage of a colossal squid in its natural habitat. A baby. Details limited. But the first visual confirmation, we still know almost nothing about their behavior, their reproduction, their lives. Female colossal squids are larger than males, believed to lay thousands of eggs, floating freely until they hatch. Lifespan estimated around 5 years. Juveniles rarely seen, suggesting rapid growth in early years. Skin contains chromatophores, color-changing cells. Camouflage in the deep. Muscle structure generates powerful bursts of speed during attacks. The brain is donut-shaped, encircles the esophagus. If you value documented deep-sea predator research like this, subscribe. It is the best way to support our work. Also comment from which city you are hearing this from. We have covered the Atacama Trench discoveries confirmed by Woods Hole in December 2024, anglerfish biofluorescence published in January 2022, studies, viperfish jaw mechanics from Boston College research, goblin shark documented feeding from 2008 and 2011 observations, and giant and colossal squid data from Tasmania strandings in January 2024 and Schmidt Ocean Institute's April 2025 footage. Now back to the information. Return to fish. Not sharks, not squid. Fish with adaptations so extreme they redefine predation. The dragonfish family. Stomidae. Roughly 200 species, depths between 660 feet and 2 miles. The twilight zone. These fish are the apex predators of their realm. Long fangs. Mouths that open over 100 degrees. Human gape angle closer to 40 degrees. Heads an inch high. Bodies 6 to 12 inches long. Skinny. Tubular. With these tiny frames, dragonfish capture prey greater than half their size. Poor eyesight. They feel for water displacement. Know when to strike. The teeth are needle sharp, but studies show they do not deeply penetrate prey scales. Instead, the jaw speed matters. Lightning fast. Trap formation. The teeth interlock. Cage the victim. One species stands out. The stoplight loosejaw, Malacostus niger. Possesses 2 pairs of bioluminescent organs, photophores. One pair behind the eyes emits blue-green light, standard among deep-sea fish, but the second pair beneath the eyes emits far-red light, the only fish in the deep ocean capable of producing red bioluminescence. Why does this matter? Most deep-sea organisms cannot see red light. Their photoreceptors evolve for blue-green wavelengths. The stoplight loosejaw can see red. It illuminates prey without betraying its presence. A natural spotlight. Prey remain unaware. The loosejaw sees them perfectly. Approaches. Strikes. The victim never knew the predator was there. This gives the loosejaw an enormous advantage. Studies published in marine biology journals detail the unique rhodopsin in the loosejaw's eyes, proteins sensitive to longer wavelengths. An evolutionary adaptation found in almost no other deep-sea species. Dragonfish hunt using bioluminescent lures. Some species have barbels extending from the chin, tipped with glowing tissue. They dangle the lure. Wait, small fish and crustaceans see the light, think prey. Swim close. The dragonfish erupts, jaws snap, the victim is impaled or trapped. Stomach contents show dragonfish feed on lanternfish, bristlemouths, copepods, krill, small squid. The twilight zone is the most productive predator-prey interface in the ocean. Billions of tons of biomass migrate vertically every night. DL vertical migration, the largest animal migration on Earth by biomass. Dragonfish exploit this, follow the migration, feed during the active hours, then descend to rest during the day. Energy conservation. Critical in cold water where metabolism slows, the dragonfish body is often dark, red to orange in many species, black in others. At depth, red appears black. No red light penetrates. The fish is invisible. Only the lure glows. Photophores along the body provide counter-illumination, matching downwelling light when viewed from below, erasing the silhouette. Some species have photophores arranged in specific patterns. Species recognition, mate attraction, communication in the darkness. Reproduction is external. Males and females release gametes into the water. Fertilization. Larvae drift in the plankton. Growing, developing the characteristic fangs and photophores as they mature. Few species have been studied extensively. Most of what we know comes from trawl catches, accidental captures. The deep ocean is difficult to study. Pressure. Cold. Darkness. ROVs and deep-sea cameras provide glimpses, but comprehensive behavioral studies remain rare. Now move to colonial predators. Not a single organism. A collective, siphonophores, order Siphonophorae. 175 described species. These are not jellyfish. They belong to Cnidaria, related to corals, hydroids, true jellyfish. But siphonophores are colonial. Each specimen is a group of zooids, specialized individuals. Each zooid performs one function. Some catch prey, others digest, others reproduce, others swim, others maintain buoyancy. Together, they form a single functional organism. Some siphonophores are the longest animals in the world, specimens up to 40 meters documented. The majority are long and thin, clear gelatinous material. Some deepwater species have dark orange or red digestive systems visible through transparent tissues. All siphonophores are predators. They use tentacles to capture crustaceans and small fish. April 10th, 2020, Schmidt Ocean Institute explores the Ningaloo Canyons. Indian Ocean west of Australia, 630 meters depth. They filmed the largest siphonophore apolemia specimen ever recorded, over 100 feet long, forming a spiral, a UFO-like feeding coil. Biologist Rebecca Helm from University of North Carolina, Asheville calls it chilling. She's gone on numerous expeditions. Never seen anything like it. The creature is hunting, not passively waiting. The siphonophore forms a galaxy-like spiral. Dozens of thin tentacles corkscrew around the body, hanging like a beaded curtain. When prey tries to swim through, venomous, stinging cells fire. Nematocysts, millions of them, paralyzing toxins. The victim is immobilized instantly. Tentacles slowly move prey toward one of the siphonophore's several stomachs, lining the long body. The tentacles can extend 30 to 50 centimeters. When encountering prey, they transform shape, create a net. The nematocysts shoot toxin molecules, fatal in many cases. 4 types of nematocysts exist in siphonophore tentilla: heteronemes, haplonemes, desmonemes, rhopelonemes. Heteronemes are the largest, spines on a shaft. Tubules attached to the center. Haplonemes have open-tipped tubules with spines, no distinct shaft, most common among siphonophores. Desmonemes lack spines. Instead, adhesive properties on the tubules hold prey. Rhopelonemes vary by species. Each nematocyst type evolved for specific prey. Specific environments. The diversity allows siphonophores to hunt a wide range of organisms, from tiny copepods to larger fish. Some siphonophores use aggressive mimicry. Bioluminescent light makes prey unable to identify the predator properly. The genus Irena generates bioluminescence and red fluorescence. The tentilla twitch, mimic small crustaceans and copepods. Prey moves closer. The siphonophore traps and digests it. Siphonophores are exceedingly fragile. They break into pieces under the slightest force. Trawl nets destroy them. Most specimens scientists recover are fragments. Live observations require ROVs, gentle collection methods. Many siphonophores are bioluminescent, glowing green or blue when disturbed. Deep-sea species often glow to attract prey. To confuse predators, light signals cascade along the body. Coordinated, beautiful, deadly. The longest known siphonophores live in the deepest waters. More tentacles, more reach. In the deep ocean, prey is scarce. Missing a potential victim is not an option. So siphonophores grow long. Create massive curtain traps. Passive hunters. Drift, wait. Touch triggers the attack. The nematocysts fire, prey captured. Energy conserved. The Portuguese man, war, Physalia. Physalis is the most famous siphonophore. Lives at the ocean surface, not the deep sea. Gas-filled float keeps it afloat. Tentacles trail below. Up to 30 meters in some specimens. Powerful venom, painful to humans, can cause severe reactions. Deaths rare but documented. The man-o'-war drifts with wind and currents. No active swimming. But the colonial structure is the same. Zooids perform specialized tasks. Predators of the man-o'-war include the blue dragon sea slug, Glaucus atlanticus. This small nudibranch feeds on the man-o'-war, stores the nematocysts in its own tissues, uses them for defense. In November 2025, researchers in Japan documented a new species of Portuguese man-o'-war, Physalia mikazuki, found over 2,000 kilometers further north than any previous Physalia sighting in Japan, Gamo Beach, Sendai Bay, discovered by marine biologist Yoshiki Ochiai. Sent to Tohoku University. Analysis confirmed new species, multiple primary tentacles, yellow gastrozoids, distinct crest structure, published in peer-reviewed paper. First record of Physalia in Tohoku. Oceanographic modeling using HICOM data suggests migration from Sagami Bay. Carried by shifting currents, rising sea temperatures, similar patterns seen with Nomura's jellyfish, massive predators now appearing where they never existed before. Climate change, altering deep-sea ecosystems. October the 29th, 2025. The Nippon Foundation Nekton Ocean Census announces 30 new deep-sea species from the Southern Ocean. 2 research cruises in 2025, Schmidt Ocean Institute collaboration, Southern Ocean species. Discovery workshop in Punta Arenas, Chile, August 2025. Standout discovery, a carnivorous deathball sponge, Chondrocladia species, new to science, spherical form, covered in tiny hooks, traps prey, predatory sponge. Most sponges are filter feeders, passive, gentle, but this one, active predator. Tiny hooks snag small organisms. Hold them. The sponge digests them at 3,601 meters depth. East of Montague Island, South Sandwich Islands, ROV, Sebastian captured footage. The expedition collected nearly 2,000 specimens, 14 animal groups, phyla, thousands of high-definition images, hours of video. Other discoveries from the Southern Ocean expedition, zombie worms, Ossidac species, not new to science but documented. These worms have no mouth, no gut, rely on symbiotic bacteria. The bacteria break down fats inside whale bones, large vertebrate skeletons. The worms penetrate the bones, extract nutrients. The bacteria do the digestion, transfer energy to the worm, found on whale falls, sunken carcasses. Critical nutrient sources in the deep. One whale fall can support an ecosystem for decades, hundreds of species. Zombie worms among the most specialized. Their presence indicates recent whale death or long-term bone persistence. Researchers also surveyed volcanic calderas, the South Sandwich Trench, seafloor habitats around Montague and Saunders Islands, all in depths exceeding 3,000 meters. Cold, dark, high pressure. Yet life thrives. Specialized, adapted. Predators at every level. In the Bellingshausen Sea, iceberg A84 calved from the George VI ice shelf in January 2025, 510 square kilometers. The ship pivoted, became the first to investigate the newly exposed seabed, sealed beneath 150 meters of ice, now open. Scientists found organisms never documented, species that evolved in total isolation, cut off from the rest of the ocean, under the ice, feeding on whatever drifted in. Predators adapted to extreme cold. Near zero temperatures, minimal food, yet they survived, thrived. Dr. Michelle Taylor, head of science at the Nippon Foundation Nekton Ocean Census, notes they have assessed under 30% of samples, 30 new species already confirmed. Shows how much biodiversity remains undocumented. Coupling expeditions with species discovery workshops compresses timelines. What takes over a decade in traditional taxonomy, done in months, world experts present immediate analysis, rigorous science, faster results. March 17th, 2025. Ocean Census announces 866 new marine species discovered in 16 months. Not just deep sea, entire ocean. Depths from surface to abyss, dozens of taxonomic groups, new shark species, sea butterfly, mud dragon, bamboo coral, water bear, octocoral, sponge, shrimp, crab, reef fish, squat lobster, pipe horse, limpet, hooded shrimp, sea spider, brittle star, a guitar shark. Discovered at 200 meters off Mozambique in Tanzania, identified by David Ebert, the lost shark guy, species discovery awardee. Only the 38th known guitar shark species worldwide. 2/3 of guitar sharks are threatened. Critically endangered, this discovery matters. A turrida gastropod from New Caledonia and Vanuatu, 200 to 500 meters depth, equipped with venomous harpoon-like teeth. Produces peptides with potential applications in pain relief, cancer treatment. Drugs developed from related snail families already exist. These discoveries fuel biotechnology, medicine, innovation. The deep sea covers 71% of the planet, fundamental to life on Earth. Regulates climate, supports food security. Yet only 10% of marine species have been documented. The Ocean Census Biodiversity Data Platform launched, developed by UNEP WCMC Digital Transformation Team. Catalogs species discoveries in near real time, makes data openly available, integrates with World Register of Marine Species, WORMS, globally recognized taxonomic database, reliable, comprehensive, helps inform conservation priorities, evidence-based decision-making, November 2nd, 2025. Science Daily reports 14 new species from depths exceeding 6,000 meters. Ocean Species Discoveries Initiative, Senckenberg Ocean Species Alliance, SOSA, record-setting mollusk, carnivorous bivalve, popcorn-like parasitic isopod, advanced lab techniques, rapid taxonomy. Making description faster, more accessible, globally collaborative, average time to describe new species, 13.5 years. The Nippon Foundation Nekton Ocean Census found a new mollusk in the Canary Islands, Granulina nekton, 48 meters depth. Taxonomists Jesus Ortea and Leopoldo Moro described it in 48 hours. 48 hours versus 13.5 years. That is the goal. Accelerate discovery. Species face extinction before we know they exist. Human-driven biodiversity loss, deep-sea mining, climate change, pollution, altering ecosystems faster than we can document them. The frilled shark, Chlamydosalacus anguineus, another living fossil, virtually unchanged for 80 million years. Snake-like body, 25 rows of backward-facing trident-shaped teeth, 300 teeth at any time. Can to swallow prey half its size. 6 gill slits go all the way across the throat. Frilled appearance, hence the name. Females gestate for 3.5 years. Longest known gestation in any vertebrate. Lives between 390 and 4,200 feet. Rarely seen. When they appear near the surface, Sick or dying, scientists know almost nothing about their behavior. Diet, hunting strategies. Specimens show stomachs contain squid, small fish, deep-sea prey. The teeth suggest impalement. Grip, the flexible jaws allow enormous prey consumption. The megamouth shark, Megachasma pelagios, discovered in 1976. How does a 16-foot shark stay hidden until then? Massive mouth, bathtub-sized, lined with bioluminescent tissue. Glows to attract plankton, filter feeder, gentle, docile, swims with mouth open. Gills filter water, expel it. Retain plankton, fewer than 100 sightings recorded since discovery. Maximum size, 7.62 meters. Caught and released off California. Dark rubbery skin, rounded snout. Prehistoric appearance, living fossil. The lower jaw protrudes. Creates suction. Pulls in massive volumes of water. The gill rakers filter food. Despite size, not dangerous to humans. Extremely rare. Each sighting valuable. Scientists learn more about migration patterns, depth preferences. Every encounter adds data. The cookie cutter shark. Hycistius brasiliensis, named after bite marks. Relative to body size, largest teeth of all sharks. The entire lower body glows, bioluminescent, except the throat. The glow attracts prey. Larger fish and marine mammals see the dark throat patch against the glowing body. Think small prey. Approach. The cookie cutter latches on, saws a round plug of flesh, cookie-shaped, detaches. The victim survives, scarred. The cookie cutter gets a meal. Sperm whales, dolphins, tuna, marlins, all show cookie cutter scars. When cookie cutter teeth shed, the shark swallows them. Digests them. Strengthens the skeleton, calcium recycling. Efficient, brutal, small shark, massive impact. Lives in deep water during the day. Rises at night. Follows the vertical migration. Hunts in darkness. Back to the newest discoveries. April 12th, 2024. Research team discovers over 50 potentially new deep-sea species off Chile's coast. Salas, Igames Ridge, unexplored seamounts. 160 species not previously known in the region, at least 50 suspected new to science. Ariadna Messo from Barcelona. Supercomputing Center leads the team. 40-day scientific cruise. They find one of the deepest mesophotic corals in the world. Extends Polynesian fauna distribution by hundreds of kilometers. At depth, fields of sponges and corals, vulnerable habitats. Need protection. The aim? Designates Salas, Igames Ridge, as ecologically and biologically significant marine area. EBSA, Convention on Biological Diversity, High Seas Treaty Priority Area, International Protection. 2 cruises. Over 100 new species discovered on Salas, Igames, and Nazca Ridge. Coral and sponge gardens, biodiversity hotspot, critical ecosystems. What predators live there? Scientists are still analyzing, but seamounts concentrate marine life. Nutrients upwell, currents collide. Food aggregates, predators follow. Sharks, large fish, cephalopods, sessile predators like carnivorous sponges, colonial organisms. The ecosystems are complex, layered, interconnected. Damage one part, and the whole system suffers. Deep-sea mining threatens these areas. Rare earth minerals. Commercial interest, but removal of substrate destroys habitats. Sediment plumes spread, smother organisms, block filter feeders, disrupt predator-prey relationships. Nature Journal reports deep-sea mining could shoot sediments and waste from the seafloor into the water column. Mid-ocean suspension. For how long? Unknown. Impacts? Poorly studied. The deep ocean is not out of sight, out of mind. It connects to the rest of the ecosystem. Surface waters? Coastal zones. The food webs link, break the deep. The whole ocean feels it. The predators we have discussed represent a fraction. Hundreds more species exist. Undiscovered? Undocumented. Each expedition finds new organisms. November 20th, 2025. Science Daily reports Arctic deep sea discoveries. The Nippon Foundation Nekton Ocean Census. Arctic Deep Expedition, May 2024. Jodelvent Field, Norwegian Greenland Sea. Extreme depths, 3,000 meters. Species Discovery Workshop, October 2024. UIT collaboration, red anemones, deep sea. Red coloration, camouflage. Red light does not penetrate. Red objects appear black. Blend into darkness, nearly invisible to predators. Even at extreme depths, red pigmentation persists. Scientists believe it is energy efficient to produce compared to other colors. A threadfin snailfish, Leparidae family, 2,461 meters, Jodelvent field, delicate whisker-like barbels, sensory organs, detect movement and vibrations, pitch black water. The barbels provide information, location of prey, nearby predators, navigation, the hairy decapod shrimp, 3,000 meters, near hydrothermal vents, the hairs, bacteria, perform chemical transformation, convert toxic hydrogen sulfide into energy, chemosynthesis. The shrimp provides habitat, the bacteria provide food, symbiosis, both benefit. The vents spew poison, but life thrives. Adapted, specialized, predators and prey coexist in conditions lethal to most organisms. The white sea star, benthic predator and scavenger, eats dead or decaying matter. Small organisms, plays a crucial role. Nutrient cycling, ecosystem balance, armored isopods, formidable exoskeletons, adapted to extreme conditions, hydrothermal vents, cold seeps, rigid segmented shells protect from predation, scavengers, break down detritus, polychaete worms, construct burrows and tubes, sediment stability, nutrient cycling, essential structures, deep sea ecosystem foundation. Each organism has a role. Remove one, the system shifts. Predators keep populations in check. Scavengers recycle nutrients. Engineers create habitat. The web is delicate, resilient, but not invincible. The discoveries continue. March 10th, 2025. Discover Wildlife reports 16 months of ocean exploration, over 800 new marine species. Scientists particularly excited about the guitar shark, found 200 meters deep. Mozambique and Tanzania coasts, lost shark guy, David Ebert, dedicated career to unknown sharks. This discovery marks years of effort. The guitar shark family. Among the 10 most threatened vertebrate groups, 2/3 classified as endangered. Finding new species highlights how much we do not know, how much we risk losing. A pygmy pipe horse, 4 centimeters long. Discovered off South Africa's tropical Indian Ocean coast, related to seahorses. Sea dragons, pipefish, master of camouflage, first record of its genus in Africa. Previously thought exclusive to New Zealand waters. Biogeography shifts. Species expand ranges. Or were they always there, just undiscovered? A deep sea limpet in the Norwegian Greenland Sea. 3,053 meters. Waters so acidic the shell dissolves, the limpet constantly rebuilds layers, protects itself. Adaptation to extreme chemistry, carbonate shells vulnerable in acidic water, ocean acidification increasing, carbon dioxide absorption, pH dropping. These limpets show how species cope, but there are limits. Push too far, the balance breaks. In the Canary Islands, Micronesia Tenerife expedition, new mollusk 48 meters, described in 48 hours, unprecedented speed, traditional process, years, decades. This shows what is possible. Skilled taxonomists, modern techniques, collaborative effort, but most species do not get this treatment. They sit in jars, freezers, waiting, while habitats disappear, populations decline, extinction before description, lost forever. The deep ocean is vast, the largest habitat on Earth. Yet we know more about the surface of the moon than the ocean floor. Every dive reveals new species, new predators, new adaptations. The anglerfish with its bacterial light, the viperfish with shock-absorbing vertebrae, the goblin shark with spring-loaded jaws, giant squid with eyes the size of dinner plates, colossal squid with rotating hooks, dragonfish with red bioluminescence, siphonophores stretching longer than whales, carnivorous sponges, zombie worms, armored isopods, each one a predator. Each one a survivor, each one the product of millions of years of evolution in Earth's harshest environment. The pressure at 3,000 meters is 300 times atmospheric pressure. The temperature hovers near freezing. No light, no photosynthesis. Food comes from above. Marine snow. Dead organisms drifting down, sparse, unreliable. So predators evolved patience, efficiency, lures to attract scarce prey, jaws that open wide to swallow large meals, metabolism that slows to conserve energy, bioluminescence to signal, to hide, to hunt. Every adaptation matters. Waste energy, die. Miss a meal, starve. The deep ocean does not forgive mistakes. Only the most specialized survive, but we are changing it. Climate change warms surface waters, alters currents, shifts prey distributions, deep sea predators follow. Range expansions, new species appearing where they never lived before. Physalia mikazuki in Japan, 2,000 kilometers north of expected range. Nomura's jellyfish blooms. Seasonal threats to fisheries, coastal infrastructure. These are warning signs. The ocean is responding, adapting. But can it adapt fast enough? Deep sea mining looms. Companies eye rare earth minerals, manganese nodules, polymetallic sulfides. Extraction will destroy habitats. Sediment plumes will spread. Organisms will die. Predators will lose prey. Ecosystems will collapse. Scientists warn. But commercial interest grows. The International Seabed Authority debates regulations. Mining permits. The clock ticks. We have documented 866 new marine species in 16 months. Thousands more remain unknown. Some estimates suggest 2 million marine species exist. We have described maybe 10%. The rest, out there, waiting. Some in regions we have never explored. Seamounts, trenches, mid-ocean ridges, submarine canyons. Each habitat unique, each holding secrets. But expeditions are expensive. Deep-sea research requires specialized equipment. ROVs, submersibles, research vessels, trained scientists. Funding is limited. Many areas remain beyond reach. The Southern Ocean, the Arctic Deep, the trenches. We get glimpses, snapshots, but comprehensive surveys, rare. The data we have, a fraction of what exists. The Atacama Trench, 7,902 meters. Dulcibella camanchosa, the first large active predatory amphipod found at that depth. But what else lives there? What other predators hunt in absolute blackness? What adaptations have evolved in isolation? The trench is a biodiversity hotspot, endemic species, unique lineages. Every sample brings surprises, but sampling is difficult, expensive, dangerous. The pressure crushes standard equipment, specialized landers required. Free-falling platforms, baited traps, cameras, dropped to the seafloor. Hours later, ballast released. The lander floats back to the surface. Researchers recover it, open the traps, find specimens, preserve them, freeze them. DNA analysis, morphology, taxonomy, new species, new genera, new families. The process takes time, but the results? They rewrite what we know about life on Earth. November 2nd, 2025, 14 new species described from depths exceeding 6,000 meters. Record-setting mollusk, carnivorous bivalve. A bivalve that eats meat? Most bivalves filter feed. Passive, this one, active predator. How? What mechanism? Studies ongoing. Popcorn-like parasitic isopod. Parasitic. Attaches to host. Feeds on blood. Tissue. Looks like popcorn. Bizarre morphology. Function unknown. Role in ecosystem? Unclear. But it exists. Lives, hunts or parasitizes. Survives in conditions we cannot imagine. The deep sea is full of these surprises. Organisms that defy expectations. That challenge our understanding. That prove life finds a way. No matter the conditions. No matter the pressure. No matter the cold, no matter the darkness, life persists. In 2005, scientists filmed a giant squid stalking prey. 6 minutes of tracking, active pursuit, visual cues, not ambush. In 2019, more footage. The squid approaches. Attacks, envelops the target in tentacles, serrated suckers grip, beak tears, predation documented. But these are rare events. Most of what happens in the deep, unseen, unrecorded. We infer from stomach contents, from scars on prey, from behavioral observations in captivity. But the full picture? Missing. How often do giant squid hunt? What triggers an attack? How do they select prey? Do they hunt in groups? Are they territorial? Do they migrate, breed, protect young? We do not know. We have pieces, fragments, but the story is incomplete. The colossal squid, even less known. First complete specimen in 2003. Before that, only beaks, bits, washed up specimens, decomposed, damaged. Now we have full bodies, measurements, anatomy, but behavior, mystery. April 2025. First footage of a baby. A glimpse, a moment, but live adults, never filmed. The Antarctic waters are harsh, ice, cold, remote. Research vessels are few, expeditions rare. The colossal squid lives deep, 1,000 meters or more. Dark, cold. How do you find something that big in an area that vast in conditions that extreme? You wait, you hope, you use acoustic tagging on sperm whales, follow them. When they dive, they hunt squid. Researchers track dive patterns, depths, durations, try to infer squid locations. Sometimes it works, sometimes nothing. The ocean keeps its secrets. The predators of the deep are not monsters, they are survivors. Each adaptation serves a purpose. The anglerfish lure, energy-efficient hunting in a food-scarce environment. The viperfish teeth, trap formation to prevent prey escape. The goblin shark jaw, extended reach without expending energy swimming. The giant squid eyes, detecting faint bioluminescence across vast distances. The colossal squid hooks, gripping power to hold struggling prey. The dragonfish red light. Stealth predation using invisible wavelengths. The siphonophore length, maximizing encounter rate with scarce prey. Every feature is optimization, the result of millennia of evolution, pressure, selection, refinement. These predators are masterpieces, biological engineering. Peak performance in extreme environments. We study them not just from curiosity, but for knowledge, for medicine. The turrid gastropod venom, peptides for pain relief, cancer treatment, the anglerfish bacteria, bioluminescence mechanisms, genetic engineering, synthetic biology, the siphonophore nematocysts, toxin delivery systems, drug design, the goblin shark jaw, biomechanics, robotics, prosthetics, the viperfish shock absorber, impact resistance, material science. Each species holds potential, solutions to human problems, innovations waiting to be discovered. But we must find them first, study them, understand them before they disappear, before their habitats are destroyed, before extinction erases them forever. The ocean census aims to accelerate discovery, find species before they are lost. The biodiversity data platform makes information accessible, open data, near real time. Scientists worldwide can access, build on previous work, avoid duplication, faster progress. The species discovery workshops bring experts together. Immediate analysis, rigorous taxonomy, faster description, from 13.5 years to 48 hours. That is the goal. That is the need. Because the deep ocean is changing fast, faster than we expected, faster than species can adapt. We are in a race. Document biodiversity before it is gone. Understand ecosystems before they collapse. Protect habitats before they are destroyed. The clock is ticking. Every expedition matters. Every species matters. Every data point matters. On August 25th, 2025, a journalist at Glass Almanac wrote about the Dulcibella camanchaca discovery, called it a terrifying new predator lurking in the deep sea. Terrifying to us, maybe, but in its world, perfectly normal. A predator doing what predators do, hunting, eating, surviving. We project our fears onto the deep ocean, the darkness, the pressure, the cold, the strange shapes, the teeth, the tentacles. But these animals are not evil, not malevolent. They are adapted, specialized, successful. They have lived in the deep for millions of years, thrived, diversified, created ecosystems, maintained balance, until we arrived, until our activities began altering the ocean, warming it, acidifying it, polluting it, overfishing it, mining it. Now the balance shifts. The predators must adapt again or die. The Southern Ocean Carnivorous Sponge. October 29, 2025. Deathball sponge. The name is sensational. Designed for headlines, but the sponge is real. The hooks are real. The predation is real. A sponge that evolved to catch prey actively in an environment so food poor that passive filtering is not enough. So it developed hooks, structures to trap organisms, digest them, extract nutrients. The evolutionary pressure must have been immense. The selective advantage clear. Those sponges with better hooks, more food. Better survival, more reproduction. Those without, starved, died, left no offspring. Over generations, the hooks refined, optimized, until we have what we see today. A sponge covered in tiny hooks, a predator, in a form we do not expect, from a group we think of as passive. The deep ocean surprises, always, the zombie worms. Osedax, no mouth, no gut, rely on bacteria. The bacteria live inside the worm's tissues, specialized structures called roots. The worm penetrates whale bones. The roots extend. The bacteria colonize, break down lipids. Fats stored in the bone, transfer energy to the worm. The worm grows, reproduces. Hundreds of individuals on a single whale fall. Males microscopic, parasitic, living inside the females. The females do everything: hunt, feed, reproduce, protect, sexual dimorphism taken to the extreme. But it works. The system persists. Whale falls are nutrient oases. One carcass supports an ecosystem for decades. Osedax ensures no energy is wasted. Even the bones are consumed, recycled, returned to the ocean. The circle continues. The threadfin snailfish, the hairy shrimp, the white sea star, the armored isopods, the polychaete worms, each plays a role. The snailfish hunts small invertebrates, controls populations. The shrimp feeds on chemosynthetic bacteria, transfers vent energy into the food web. The sea star scavenges, recycles dead material. The isopods break down detritus, process organic matter. The worms create habitat, stabilize sediment, all interconnected. Remove one, the balance shifts, remove several, the ecosystem changes. The deep sea seems stable, unchanging, but it is dynamic, responding constantly, adapting. But slowly, Very slowly. Rapid change, catastrophic. The organisms cannot adapt quickly enough. Populations crash, extinctions occur. Recovery takes centuries, millennia. We must move carefully, thoughtfully. Protect these ecosystems. They are irreplaceable. The discoveries from Chile, the seamounts, the coral and sponge gardens, these are not just scientific curiosities. They are critical habitats, biodiversity hotspots. Protecting them protects countless species, many unknown, many undiscovered. The designation as EBSA is important. International recognition, priority for conservation, but recognition alone is not enough. Enforcement is needed. Regulations, monitoring, consequences for violations. The high seas are difficult to police. Jurisdiction is murky. Resources are limited. But the effort must be made. Because once these habitats are destroyed, they cannot be restored. Deep-sea corals grow millimeters per year. A coral colony a meter wide could be 1,000 years old. Destroy it in minutes with a trawl net or mining operation, gone forever. The species living there, displaced, killed. Ecosystems that took millennia to develop, erased. The Arctic deep discoveries, red anemones, snailfish, hairy shrimp, white sea stars. These species live in one of the harshest environments on Earth. Cold beyond measure, dark year-round, ice above, pressure below, food scarce. Yet life persists. These predators hunt, the anemones sting, the snailfish tracks vibrations, the stars scavenge, all specialized, all successful. But the Arctic is warming faster than anywhere else on Earth. Ice melts, temperatures rise, currents change. What happens to these species? Do they adapt, move, die? We do not know. Long-term studies are few. The Arctic is remote, difficult to access, expensive to study. But the need is urgent. The Arctic deep is changing. We must document what exists now, while it still exists, before the warming erases it. March 17th, 2025. 866 new species, 16 months. That is an average of 54 species per month, over one species per day, but that is just what is being described. How many more are waiting? In freezers, in jars, in databases, waiting for taxonomic attention. Hundreds, thousands, and how many in the ocean still, never seen, never collected, living, hunting, reproducing, in places we have never explored, the mid-ocean ridges, the abyssal plains, the seamount chains, the submarine canyons, each a potential hotspot, each holding secrets. The deep ocean covers most of the planet, yet we have explored less than 5%. The rest, unknown, uncharted, waiting. The Ocean Census Secretariat coordinates efforts, alliance activities, expeditions, science network, species discovery workshops, awards, biodiversity, data platform, governments, philanthropy, business, civil society, partners, all working together. Shared goal, accelerate species discovery. The mission is ambitious, but necessary. The ocean is in crisis. Biodiversity loss accelerates. Climate change worsens. Pollution increases. Overfishing continues. Mining threatens. We must act. Now, every species discovered is a victory. Every habitat protected is progress. Every partnership formed is strength. Together, we can make a difference. Alone, the challenge is too great. The ocean is too vast. The problem's too complex. But together, we have a chance. The frilled shark, 80 million years unchanged. The goblin shark, 125 million years unchanged. Living fossils, survivors of mass extinctions. Climate shifts, sea level changes, asteroid impacts, ice ages. They persisted, adapted, survived. But can they survive us? Can they survive the pace of change we impose? The warming and the acidification, the mining, the pollution? The deep ocean was stable for millions of years. Now, changing rapidly. Decades where millennia should pass. The organisms cannot keep up. Evolution takes time. Generations, selection pressures must act. Genetic variation must exist. Beneficial mutations must arise. Spread, fix. That takes time, but we do not give them time. We change everything. Fast, too fast. The stoplight loose jaw, red bioluminescence. Unique, special, rare, an evolutionary marvel. Millions of years to develop. Rhodopsin proteins, eye structure, light organs, neural control. All coordinated, all functioning, producing red light. Seeing red light, invisible to prey, perfect stealth predator. But what happens when prey distributions change, when temperatures shift, when chemistry alters? Does the loose jaw adapt, follow, or does it decline? We do not know. We cannot predict. The deep ocean is too complex. The variables too many, The data too sparse. We can only watch, document, try to understand, try to protect what we can, hope it is enough. The Siphonophore galaxy spiral 100 feet long, hunting, creating curtain traps, tentacles with millions of nematocysts, venomous, deadly, but also fragile. Touch it. It breaks apart. Trawlnet, destroyed. Mining plume, buried. Oil spill, poisoned. These predators are effective in their environment, but defenseless against human activity. We can erase them without effort, without even knowing. A ship drags a net. A corporation mines the seafloor. A pipeline leaks. The siphonophores die. The ecosystem shifts. And we may never know what was lost, because they were not studied, not documented, not protected, just gone. The giant squid, the colossal squid, legendary, mysterious, inspiring myths for centuries, kraken, sea monsters, ships destroyed, men killed. The stories grew, exaggerated, embellished, but based on truth, because these animals exist. They are large, they are powerful, they have tentacles, they attack prey. Sailors saw them? Rarely. Briefly, in storms, at night. Strange shapes, moving through water, terrifying in their alienness. The stories spread, grew, became legend. Now we know the truth. The giant squid is real, but not 30 meters long, not sinking ships. The colossal squid is real, but not attacking people. They live deep, cold, dark, away from us. They hunt fish, squid, crustaceans. They fight sperm whales. They survive, thrive, do what evolution designed them to do. We were the monsters in the story, projecting fears, creating myths. The squid? Just predators, doing their job. On September 24th, 2025, Wikipedia updated the goblin shark entry. Details on protrusible jaws, elastic ligaments, catapult mechanism, bacial function, suction feeding. Based on research from 2008 and 2011, filmed for the first time, slow motion cameras, high resolution, researchers could see the mechanics, the ligaments tensing, the jaw shooting forward, the tongue dropping, the prey disappearing, all in fractions of a second. The goblin shark is slow, sluggish, but when it strikes, faster than the eye can follow. Precision, power, efficiency, the result of millions of years of refinement on the perfect deep-sea predator, for its niche, for its environment. But changing that environment, the shark must adapt or perish. The death ball sponge, 3,601 meters, South Sandwich Islands, volcanic calderas, trench walls, Montague Island, Saunders Island, cold, dark, pressure 360 atmospheres, food scarce. The sponge waits, hooks ready, something touches, triggers, hooks grab, hold, the sponge digests, slowly, absorbs nutrients, grows, reproduces, clones itself, spreads, establishes colonies, years pass, decades, the sponge persists. But a mining operation, seconds, the habitat destroyed, the sponge crushed, buried, gone, along with hundreds of other species, many undiscovered, lost forever. This is the threat. This is the urgency. This is why the ocean census matters, why accelerated discovery matters, why protection matters. We must know what exists before we lose it. We must value it, protect it, for itself, for the ecosystem. For us, the ocean produces 50% of the oxygen we breathe, absorbs 30% of carbon dioxide emissions, regulates climate, provides food for billions, supports livelihoods, inspires culture, fuels economies. The deep ocean plays a critical role. Nutrient cycling, carbon sequestration, biodiversity reservoirs, genetic libraries, but we treat it as infinite, indestructible, ours to exploit. It is not. The deep ocean is finite, fragile in ways we do not understand. The predators we have discussed are indicators. Their health reflects ecosystem health. Their decline signals problems. Their extinction warns disaster. We must listen. We must act. We must protect, not just for the predators, not just for the ecosystems, for ourselves, our future, our children's future. In April 2020, the Siphonophore spiral filmed in the Ningaloo Canyons changed perspectives. Rebecca Helm saw it, called it chilling. Others watched, saw the beauty, the complexity, the alien nature. The video went viral. People shared it, talked about it, asked questions. What is it? How does it work? Where does it live? Scientists answered, explained, educated. Public interest grew, funding increased, more expeditions, more discoveries, more protections. This is the power of documentation, of communication, of sharing. When people see the deep ocean's wonders, they care. When they care, they act. When they act, things change. Policy, regulations, conservation, protection. It starts with discovery, with documentation, with sharing. The Ocean Census understands this, makes data public, encourages media, supports education, because awareness drives action, and action drives change. The cookie is cut. Dulcibella camanchaca sits in a freezer in Chile, preserved, cataloged, documented, DNA sequenced, morphology described, published, but in the Atacama Trench, its relatives hunt, 7,902 meters down, darkness, pressure, cold, raptorial appendages, seize prey, smaller amphipods, torn apart, consumed, energy transferred. The predator survives another day. The ecosystem continues, balanced, functional. For now, but how long? How stable? What pressures will come? Will climate change alter temperatures? Will acidification affect prey? Will mining disrupt habitats? Will pollution reach these depths? We do not know. We can only document, monitor, hope, and act to prevent the worst. The discovery of Dulcibella camanchaca is important, not just for science, not just for taxonomy, but for awareness, for understanding, for protection. It shows the Atacama Trench is special, unique, valuable, worth protecting. The designation as EBSA depends on such discoveries, on documentation, on proof of significance. Each new species strengthens the case. Each unique adaptation adds weight. Each endemic lineage matters. Together, they build the argument. Protect this place. It is irreplaceable. November 2nd, 2025. The date matters. Recent, current. This is not old news, not historical. This is happening now. New species being discovered, new predators being found, new ecosystems being explored. The deep ocean is not fully known, not fully explored, not fully understood. It is still revealing secrets, still surprising us, still teaching us. Every expedition finds something new. Every deployment of an ROV captures something unexpected. Every haul of a trawl net contains something undescribed. The ocean is vast, deep, complex. It will take generations to explore fully, to document completely, to understand truly, but we must start. We must continue. We must accelerate, because the threats are real, immediate, growing. The window for action is closing. The time to protect is now, not later, not eventually. Now, every terrifying type of deep-sea predator explained. Impossible. There are too many, too diverse, too specialized, but we have covered the major groups. The anglerfish with bacterial light, the viperfish with cage teeth, the goblin shark with spring jaws, the giant squid with massive eyes, the colossal squid with rotating hooks, the dragonfish with red light, the siphonophore with toxic curtains, the carnivorous sponge with grabbing hooks. Each represents a strategy, a solution, an adaptation, each evolved independently. Faced similar pressures, found different answers, convergent evolution in some cases, divergent in others, but all successful, all thriving, all filling niches until we interfere, until we change the rules. Then, uncertainty, risk, potential collapse. On August 31st, 2025, Original Diving published goblin shark facts, emphasizing their prehistoric nature, 125 million years since dinosaurs barely changed. This stability is remarkable, but also concerning. If the environment changes rapidly, can such ancient species adapt? They have survived so long by staying the same, by perfecting their niche. But if the niche changes, if temperatures rise, if chemistry alters, if prey distributions shift, the goblin shark is specialized, highly adapted, that is its strength. But also its vulnerability. Specialists thrive in stable environments, struggle in changing ones. Generalists do better with change, adapt, shift, survive, but the deep ocean has always been stable, so specialists dominate. Goblin sharks, frilled sharks, anglerfish, viperfish, siphonophores, all specialists, all at risk if change comes, and change is coming, fast. The predators of the deep are terrifying. To us, with our human perspective, our fears, our biases, but in their world, normal, natural, necessary. They maintain balance, control populations, transfer energy, recycle nutrients, structure communities. Remove them, ecosystems change, prey populations explode, then crash from overpopulation, food webs destabilize, cascading effects, unpredictable outcomes. We have seen this on land. Remove wolves, deer overpopulate, vegetation declines, erosion increases, streams change, Entire landscapes transform. The same principles apply in the ocean. Remove top predators, prey thrive, then suffer. Mid-level predators compete, winners and losers, new balances, but different, less diverse, less resilient, less stable. Protecting deep-sea predators is not about them. It is about everything, the whole system, the ocean, the planet, us. Every type of deep-sea predator shares commonalities, adaptations for darkness, bioluminescence for light, large eyes for vision, sensitive lateral lines for vibration detection, chemoreceptors for smell, electroreceptors for electric fields, jaws that open wide, teeth that grip or impale or tear, stomachs that expand, metabolisms that slow, buoyancy mechanisms, pressure tolerance, cold adaptation, all necessary. All critical, but also specialized, specific to the deep. Move these predators to shallow water, they cannot survive. The pressure is wrong, the temperature is wrong, the light is wrong, the prey is wrong. They are perfectly adapted for the deep, only for the deep, nowhere else. Lose the deep ocean habitats, lose these predators permanently. The script ends not with summary, not with repetition, not with moral, but with a fact, a reveal that reframes everything. On November 20th, 2025, researchers examining seafloor sediment cores from the Southern Ocean discovered something unexpected: mass burial layers, dating to recent decades, containing remains of hundreds of deep-sea organisms, including predatory amphipods similar to Dulcibella camanchosa, carnivorous sponges, viperfish, dragonfish teeth, squid beaks, all entombed together. The cause? Unknown. But theories point to sudden oxygen depletion events, dead zones expanding, deeper, faster, killing everything unable to escape. The predators that ruled the abyss for millions of years, gone. In moments, preserved in sediment, a warning written in stone: the deep ocean is not immune. The threats reach everywhere, even the deepest trenches, even the coldest waters, even the highest pressure zones. Nowhere is safe. Everything is connected, and the clock is ticking.